In this animation, I'm going to tell you how the unit circle is developed and walk you through that process. Now imagine I have a circle with a radius of 1, and a circle has 360 degrees. The circumference of a circle is simply 2 pi r, where r is the radius of the circle. Since r is equal to 1, the circumference becomes 2 pi times 1. It's customary to drop the r, or the 1 in this case, and just write 2 pi. If I draw half a circle, halfway around the circle is equal to pi. The actual distance of halfway around the circle would be written as pi r, but since r is 1, we drop it and then just write pi. Remember that r is the radius of the circle. Now if I stretch these out, it's easy to see the green line is half the distance of the blue line. Now imagine if I go a quarter of the distance around the circle, or 90 degrees, I can draw 4 wedges, 4 orange wedges. That little black box or that cube represents 90 degrees. This yellow distance there is 1/4 the distance around the circle, which I write as 2 pi divided by 4, which simplifies to pi halves. Now if I have 2 wedges, or halfway around the circle, I write that as 2 pi divided by 2, which would simplify to simply pi. Now if I have 3 wedges, I write that as 3 pi halves, so I have 3 pi halves. Since each one of these pi's represent 90 degrees, I have 3 of them, that's 270 degrees around the circle. If I have 4 wedges, I would write that as 4 pi halves, which would simplify to 2 pi. Since each wedge is 90 degrees and I have 4 wedges, 4 times 90 is 360 degrees, or 1 time around the circle. Now I'm going to remove all these pieces here. So each of these wedges that I just drew in, the orange wedges, are 90 degrees. So another way to look at this is, I could take 90 divided by 360 is equal to 1/4. 1/4 the distance around the circle. 180 degrees divided by 360 is equal to 1/2, or halfway around the circle. I'm going to add in another wedge, which is 45 degrees, and 45 divided by 360 is equal to 1/8. So this wedge represents 1/8 the distance around a circle. So I write that as 2 pi divided by 8, which simplifies to pi divided by 4, or pi fourths. Now I'm going to work my way around the circle. Now 2 of these would equal to 2 pi fourths, and this would simplify to pi halves. 2 times 45 degrees is 90 degrees, which represents 1/4 of the way around the circle. Three of these wedges is equal to 3 pi fourths. 3 times 45 degrees is equal to 135 degrees. 4 wedges would be 4 pi fourths, which is equal to pi, or halfway around a circle. 5 wedges is 5 pi fourths. And 5 times 45 degrees is 225 degrees. 6 wedges is 3 pi fourths, which simplifies to 3 pi halves. 7 wedges is 7 pi fourths. 8 wedges is 8 pi fourths, which simplifies to 2 pi. Hopefully this takes away some of the mystery of how a unit circle is developed.